Okay, some more homesteading on the cheap here. I had about 30 tomatoes that I needed to use pretty quickly, and it really wasn't enough to can up. So I decided to make some homemade chicken tomato soup. And then we had leftovers, and I really didn't want to have to eat this for like an entire week straight. And I'm sure the rest of the family didn't either. I mean, we enjoyed it, but I figured, you know what? It would be a great thing to dehydrate and then put up, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna try this. I haven't done it before. So I'm gonna try to dehydrate it and turn it into a powder like I did with the sweet potatoes and the carrots and stuff. It's kind of like a tomato powder, except it's, you know, a soup, and it does have some chicken in it, but it's a white meat chicken, so it should be okay. And I'm going to break some of the bigger pieces of chicken down, but I'm going to dehydrate this and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I got it all spread out. There's about 3 trays, and I broke some of the bigger chunks of chicken up into smaller pieces. And now, I haven't ever done the tomato soup before. It does have just a little bit of some soy milk in it, but I don't think it's enough to really make a difference, and it doesn't have any cream or anything like that in there. So again, we'll see how it goes, and we'll try it, and I'll let you know how it works out. I'm going to stick it in the dehydrator and dehydrate it for the first couple of hours like a vegetable. And I'll check it, but I think that's 135. And then I'm going to turn it up after the first 2 hours to about 165, 155. I'll have to look at. I'm going to set it to the highest that my dehydrator will go, and we will go from there. Okay, so I was wrong with the temperature. It's actually 125 for vegetables, so I'm going to set it on 125. And I'm going to do that for, like I said, about 2 hours, and then I'm going to move it up to the jerky setting, which is 155. Okay. This is one of the sheets that I just took out, and I took it off of the Paraflex, so I'll show you. So, focusing here. Okay, this is one of the ones that I just took out of the dehydrator, and I'll get another one out, show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like when it's on the sheet. And then I just took it, and you'll see it's solid. So I just took it off took the whole Paraflex and just flipped it over, pulled it right off, and it's dry. I'm just going to let it go a little bit longer, simply without the Paraflex, just to make sure that you can see even the chicken chunks are nice and dry here, so shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to let it go, like I said, a few more minutes, and then we'll see how it goes with the grinding. Okay, so here's the fully dried tomato soup, and if you'll see, it's like very, very crackly. Whoops, super dry. Here's actually a chicken chunk. You can see it's like a little rock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it in my little grinder here. Just little bits at a time here. Kind of hard to do this one-handed, sorry. Just get that out of the way. Put my little lid on. And I had 3 trays of this, if you remember from last night. I let them dry overnight. It was almost 12 hours I left them on. And I ended up not turning it up to 165. I just went ahead and I left it at 135 all night. Or I should say I started it at 135 and then I moved it up to, or 125. And there you go. You see, it's, sorry, don't mean to be shaking around here. See, it's all powdered up now. And that's everything in the soup. So we'll dump it in here. And this is what. So my container last night with the soup was this container. I think it's, I think that's probably a gallon container. Yeah, roughly. And it was over half full. So then we dehydrated it. It was thick. And dehydrated it into this. Then turned this into the powder. And now, what was in that big container, now will all fit in here once I'm done. So let me go ahead and finish this off, finish grinding them, and get it in there, and then we'll rehydrate a little and see how it works. Okay, I'm just going to take the little bit that I had left in the grinder here. I'm going to put it in. And if you were making a soup out of this, obviously you'd add, like, you know, a boiling water to it. I'm just going to use like some lukewarm tap water because I'm not boiling some water right now. But okay, so we got most of it out of there. Don't want to waste any of that goodness. Let me get some water. Okay, put just a little bit in there first. Whenever I do these, I kind of do it by ear. Yeah, and that was a little bit too much water. Got a nice chunk of chicken in there. Stirring around. Now that was kind of a cold water, so right now it's still, see, kind of thick. Let's put a little bit more in there. And see how that does. Oh yeah. See how that's. Like I said, if I had used a boiling water, this would have already been nice and thick. So remember, whenever you use room temperature, it takes a little longer to reconstitute. But there you go. See how thick that is? Now, you probably wouldn't want to eat it that thick, but, you know, play with it until you get it to the consistency you like. So, can we see this? There we go. So, instant soup. And, you know, if you really wanted to make it good and you happen to have some, like, dehydrated dry milk or something, then that would be a good thing to add to it. Like I said, I think I said soy milk last night. It was actually a little bit of almond milk that I put into it, just because I had left the seeds in the tomatoes instead of squeezing the seeds out, so there was a little touch of bitterness. So I put a touch of sugar into the soup and that little bit of milk in it, you know, to cut that bitterness. But if you don't put the seeds in, then that shouldn't be a problem for you. All right. I hope you enjoy it and give it a try. Don't be shy. Dehydrate those meals. Save yourself some money. Stick it on the shelf. Easy for storage. There's just 1,000,001 reasons why you should dehydrate your leftovers. Spoon's broke?
Yeah.
Well, there's another spoon right behind you. Try not to waste a drop, huh? Is it good?
Yes.
Is it as good the second time as it was the first time?
Yes.
All right. Good job.